Welcome to the Three Musketeers, the sibling podcast that understands your Disney addiction. I'm Jared.
I'm Amanda.
And I'm Emily.
Today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Carousel of Progress and kind of the history and some fun facts about the attraction itself. But first, let's get into the trivia. Are you guys ready to play?
Yeah.
Yep.
Always ready. I like it. Okay, so I came across this one and I thought it was a very fun fact. So, in what state did Walt and Lillian get married? I do have multiple choice if you don't know it right off the top of your head.
Okay.
I
don't think this is going to help, though.
We have A, Idaho, B, California, C, Oregon, or D, Missouri.
Okay. I already have my answer. I don't know if it's right, but I have one.
Me too.
All right. Well, one of you give your answer. I don't care who it is.
I think it's Idaho.
You think it's Idaho? Okay.
Because I think I heard that somewhere, but I could be totally off. But I think because it seemed random.
I was also going to say Idaho, but then I started thinking about it. Okay, because one time I had a gymnastics competition in Iowa.
Okay.
Okay, hear me out. And there was somewhere kind of within driving distance, there was something that was Walt Disney related, like a house or something. And our dad actually went to it, and I didn't go because I had a competition that I was preparing for. And for some reason, that makes me want to say Idaho.
What is Iowa and Idaho?
Those are not.
They start with an I?
Yep.
Yeah.
That is my reasoning right there.
That is a very funny reasoning.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so are you guys picking Idaho?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. Idaho is the correct answer. The two were married at Lillian's brother's home in Lewiston, Idaho.
Are Iowa and Idaho close together?
No.
I'm really good at geography.
Obviously.
Okay, I was just wondering.
Iowa's kind of in the middle of the U.S., and Idaho is, on the closer to the West Coast.
Okay.
So, Emily, do you know at least geography enough to know that
I know
Florida
where Texas is.
Okay, you know where Texas is. Do you know where Florida, Orlando, and Anaheim specifically? You know those two?
I know all the important states.
Okay.
Which are what? What are the important
basically
states?
Texas and Florida, because I'm only including Florida because Disney's there.
Okay, well, I guess thank you, everybody from all the other states who are listening. I guess we're going to lose you on this episode.
I appreciate you all. I do.
But apparently you're not important, according to Emily.
The views of Emily do not represent all of the Three Musketeers.
Yeah, we do have to put a disclaimer in this episode.
I like all the states, okay? I don't know. I'm just trying to dig myself out of this hole that I've dug.
Okay, well, Lillian as well was from Idaho, if I remember correctly. So her family was from Idaho. So that makes a lot of sense for them to get married in Idaho.
Yes.
Okay, Emily, well, why don't you go ahead and give us a history fact?
All right. For today's history, we're going over to California. And yes, I know where California is. So we're going to talk about the Indiana Jones ride at Disneyland, which I must admit is a very, very fun ride. I don't know. Have either of you? I know you haven't, Jared. Amanda,
I have not.
Have you rode this ride?
I may have ridden it, but the only time I went to Disneyland was like 2006. So it's been quite a few years.
Yeah.
I mean, I have seen
really videos
of the ride, so.
Yeah, it's super fun. It's kind of like Dinosaur, but better. I love Dinosaur, but it's better.
It's like Dinosaur, but with snakes.
Yeah, and other things. Okay, so I bet that y'all did not know that the Imagineers actually developed a whole new alphabet specifically for this ride. So they named the alphabet hieroglyphics.
Hieroglyphics?
Yes, it's named for the powerful deity Mara. So yeah, they called it the hieroglyphics. And this alphabet that they created can be found throughout the entire line. And so when the ride first opened, they would give all of the guests a decoder so that they could find hidden messages throughout the line. And they don't hand out the decoders anymore, but apparently you can go to the Disney Parks app and you can still like find the alphabet decoder in there and try to find the hidden messages while you're waiting in line, which is really cool. And I wish that we would have known this the last time I went to Disneyland, because that's one of the rides that we actually waited kind of a good amount of time for. And that would have been so fun to try out.
It makes a whole lot of sense for them to integrate that into the app.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot more cost reductive than just handing out little cards to people as they enter in.
Exactly. And even if they were cards that were like reusable, which I kind of doubt that they were, but I'm thinking kind of like how, you know, how they have the 3D glasses you have to drop in a bucket at the end.
Yeah.
Even then, like,
you have to clean them and everything before giving it to somebody else.
Yeah, it makes more sense to put it in the app, but I bet a bunch of people don't know about it.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I didn't know about it. So
me either.
Yeah, me neither.
And now you know.
Yep.
And unfortunately, after this episode, we'll probably won't be able to tell a whole lot of people new information like this just because they will stop listening. Thanks, Em.
No, I love everyone from every state, no matter what, guys. I really do. I really do. I just am not good at geography, and I love Texas.
Your hole's getting deeper.
All right, Amanda, well, why don't you go ahead and give us a tip then?
This is a pretty quick tip. You should try to get reservations if you're in a park, the very latest that you can. And then that way, whenever you're done eating, you'll walk out and have an empty park. And it makes a great backdrop for pictures. So you can get pictures of the castle if you're in Magic Kingdom with nobody else in the pictures. I've seen a lot of people actually going and like laying on Main Street and taking pictures that way. I just think it's a cool idea to be able to take some personalized pictures without a whole bunch of people in the background.
That is a very good tip, and I'm glad you brought it up because I actually was able to do that with Olga's Cantina the last time I was at Disney World. So I got a few pictures. Unfortunately, it was raining, so it wasn't like the best pictures in the world, but I did get some extra pictures without a whole lot of people. Like I was probably the only person within 100 yards of myself. So it's a good idea to do that.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
I agree. It's a good tip. And also, Jared, why don't you post these pictures on Instagram for everyone to see? I haven't seen them.
You haven't looked at our Instagram then because they are there.
Oh, well.
I don't remember that's what it was.
I mean, guess that's probably what it is.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that's what it was.
Yeah, it was back in October of...
Okay. It's been a little while. So. Yeah.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get into the segment for the week. The segment is Disney Bounding. I'm going to hand it over to Emily.
Okay, I picked Figment for Disney Bounding in this episode.
Yeah, you did.
I know Jared loves Figment. And so this one was specifically done for Jared, even though both of these outfits are pretty girly and I don't think he'd wear them.
Well, have you met him?
Well, maybe. We'll see.
Oh, I should have made a specific Jared Figment outfit for this.
You should have.
Now that I'm thinking about it.
Probably.
Darn, I missed my opportunity.
I can probably make my own and post it at some point.
There we go. You should actually make your own,
And
buy
wear
all
it.
the stuff,
And
wear it, and post it.
Yeah, there we
That's
go.
even better. Okay, so I have two options for Disney bounding, and I posted these on our social media, and you can find us on social media at T3M podcast. So I really recommend looking at these while I talk about them so you can get a better picture. So for option A, this is my girlier option, and I went with a purple dress. And I know I've said this a million times, but I love wearing dresses to the park. And actually, the thing that inspired me for this outfit, I know with Epcot, it's a very like food centered park. So a lot of times people will go there for nice dinner reservations, or they'll just go to walk around the World Showcase and eat and stuff at night. So I was thinking this would be a really cute like date night or night out at Epcot outfit. So anyway, purple dress. It's like a midi length dress. And then a orange scrunchie that has like a bow tied in it. And I thought the bow kind of could represent his little horns he has. And obviously, you wear it on your head like horns. And then some really cute bracelets that are the same colors as Figment. So there's an orange one, a purple one, and then a pink one. And the pink in the bracelet is just that little pop of pink to represent the pink on his belly. I found a really cool necklace on Etsy, and it says a quote from the song in the ride. It says "one little spark," and it has a bunch of just Figment related things like little charms on it. So Figment's eyes are yellow, which is weird, but they are. And so I picked some yellow earrings to match his eyes. And then for shoes, I saw these really cute orange loafers, and his toenails are orange if you look really closely. So that's why I picked the orange shoes. And to finish off the outfit, there's a really cool Figment crossbody bag, and it's his face, like it's an actual like Figment face. So that finishes out option A. And then for option B, this is my more like casual, you can wear all day at the park sort of Figment look. The other one you can too, but I just was inspired by having dinner at Epcot. So for this one, I went with a pink shirt to represent the pink on his belly, and some purple high-waisted shorts that look pretty comfortable and like not tight fitting, so you can wear them all day at the park. And then for a jacket, I went with a purple denim jacket that matches the purple shorts perfectly. So now for accessories, I found some really cute Figment earrings on Etsy. And Etsy, I've said this multiple times, but Etsy has the best accessories. So any Disney accessories pretty much that you need, you can find on Etsy for pretty reasonable, and they're homemade. You're supporting small businesses. So yes, super cute earrings with Figment's face on them. And then a Figment mini ear headband, which I know that they still have these at the park because whenever our whole family was there recently, my mom actually sent me a picture of them and asked if I wanted them. And then a orange backpack and orange shoes. And the orange backpack, I kind of went with that because Figment has his orange wings on his back, so the backpack kind of represents the wings. And to finish off the look, the final accessory I have is a rainbow necklace. And I really liked the addition of the rainbow on this one. Because if you've ever been on the ride, you know, like the whole imagination theme and the rainbow is like a big part of it. And that completes option A and B for Figment Disney bounding.
Very cool. I do want to mention that I absolutely love the necklace that you found. The one with the one little spark.
It's very cute. It's really cute.
It is really cute.
So, Amanda, which one do you think you like better out of these two?
All right. So Option A, I really like the dress. It's very cute, and I can see wearing it for, like you said, a nice dinner, going to Epcot, nice dinner. And the necklace, like Jared said, is super cute, and I would totally wear that. Even when I wasn't Disney bounding, it's really cute. I'd wear it anytime. And the crossbody bag is pretty perfect too. I like the face of Figment on it. It's cute. But I think I would go with option B, actually. I really like that the pink shirt is on there with the shorts and the purple jacket, the purple shorts and purple jacket, because it really looks like Figment. Because you would only see the pink if you're wearing the jacket. You'll only see the pink for his belly or whatever, and it just, it like fits perfectly. So for that reason, I have to go with B.
Okay. You know what I just realized too? If you take away all the accessories and everything, but leave the pink shirt and purple shorts and you keep the backpack, you have Dora the Explorer.
That's not Disney.
Not Disney, but hey, if you're doing a day at Universal, is Dora? I guess that's Universal,
Nickelodeon.
Right?
Yeah, I think so.
You can wear the outfit twice.
There you go.
Okay, so I think we both know I think we all know which one I'm picking.
You're picking A because you like dresses.
I am picking B because B is very cute.
What?
Yeah, for basically the same reason that Amanda stated, is because, you have the jacket, and if you have the jacket opened, it's going to just show that little bit of pink strip for the belly of Figment, and I really like it a lot. Also, I really like the orange Converses as well.
Yeah, those are cute too. And the ears are cute, and the earrings are really cute. It's all cute, but you always do really well with everything you choose. So
yeah,
thank you.
Sometimes it's really hard to decide, but this one, I think it put it over the top, being so closely matched to Figment.
Yeah, and see, for me, if I had to pick one, which I'd obviously wear both. I picked them. I made them both. But I think that I would go with A. I feel like I always pick the dress outfit, but specifically because I love, one of my favorite things in Disney World, period, is walking around the World Showcase and eating, and especially at night. So I would love to wear this as like a date night outfit. So I would pick A.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah. Still a solid choice.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think you can go wrong with either of those, obviously. I think they're both very good. All right, well, let's go ahead and get into our main topic. Our main topic, as I said earlier in the episode, is all about Carousel of Progress. So this is, some people love it. Some people ignore it. So which side of the aisle do you guys fall in?
I love this ride. I really do. And to me, it's more than just like getting out of the sun and relaxing in the air condition and maybe taking a nap, because I know that's why some people use it.
That was what I was going to say.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure every time I've been on this ride with our dad, we look over and he's literally snoring. But that's not why I go on this ride. It's nice to be in air condition, but I just love the classic old feel of it. And maybe that's what some people don't like, is that it feels old. But to me, that's what makes it cool.
See, I don't like it because I got stuck on it, and it was like in between theaters, and It's a Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow played over and over and over for like 45 minutes, and they wouldn't let us off. So it really just put a bad taste in my mouth for the ride, and I'm really terrified to get stuck on it again.
Yeah, just ruined it for you.
That's sad, because It's a Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow is maybe my favorite. Well, no, That's a lie. My second favorite Disney ride song.
I was about to say, be careful with what you say.
Zippity-doo-dah?
Yeah, Zippity Doo Dah is my favorite.
Yeah.
This is probably my second favorite.
So I think one thing that I want to hit on is that Emily said that it felt old, and I think it feels old in two kind of different ways. One, it just seems like it's, just an older attraction, because it is. I mean, it was built originally for New York's fair in 1964 to 1965. So, I mean, it is a fairly old attraction.
Right.
But I think also we've kind of already progressed past the last scene in the
Right.
Carousel of Progress. So it kind of feels old in that aspect too. So it'd be really
It's
interesting.
like outdated is
Yeah.
what it is.
I like that. I like to see what they thought the future was going to be like and how it isn't that.
Yeah. Well, see, to me, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Spaceship Earth,
Mm-hmm.
but I enjoy Spaceship Earth, even though it has that same dated feel to me. It's still something I enjoy doing. I like going on that ride. And the end of it, I think, is what makes it enjoyable for me, is because you get to see what they're thinking technology is going to be, but it hasn't passed yet. Whereas this ride, what they think technology is going to be has already passed.
Yeah, but to me, like, they can't keep updating it every 10 years. I don't know. I like the
No.
way that it is.
But it's been almost 30 years since they've updated it. So
That's okay with me. It's like a little piece of history, basically. That's how I more see this ride, is like it's kind of like a little museum.
it keeps falling apart.
I love it. Everything about it.
So this one, if you know me, if you've listened to the podcast at all, I'm a thrill ride type person. So this one is not something that I necessarily have to ride whenever I go to the parks. I mean, yeah, air conditioning's cool. Shorter lines, that's good too. But I mean, I usually skip it, not because I hate the ride, because I don't. I mean, I can appreciate it, but I'm more interested in going and riding the bigger, better rides.
Yeah, but you got to do it right. You got to go to this in the middle of the day whenever every single line is like an hour long, except for this.
I mean, that's fair. That's a fair point.
That's how I do it.
And then it takes you 21 minutes of time you could have been standing in line
I would rather
for one of the
be-
rides you enjoyed.
But that's also 21 minutes of just sitting in the air condition. So
And taking a nap.
It's a nice, relaxing. I like the song. I like the story.
I do really
I
like
like
the song.
that Walt had a hand in it.
Yeah. So let's talk about the song real quick. So the song, there's a great big beautiful tomorrow. It's a Sherman Brothers song, and it was original to the attraction, in the 60s whenever it was for the New York's Fair. They changed the song whenever it opened in Magic Kingdom in 1975, and they changed it to The Best Time of Your Life, also a Sherman Brothers song. But they changed it back in 1994 to There's a Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow, which I think honestly was the better decision. I like There's a Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow more than I do The Best Time of Your Life.
And you can find The Best Time of Your Life on YouTube if you want to listen to it and kind of compare the two. They do have a similar
Message.
Yeah, message, and they're both really upbeat and stuff, but I think A Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow is a lot better and it's catchier, and I don't know.
I think so too. I mean, you can find both of them on YouTube, so you can literally compare the two right there side by side. So a fun fact is that General Electric was the original sponsor, and their sponsorship stopped in 1985. Did you guys know that?
I did. And if you notice throughout the theaters, there are General Electric appliances still from that sponsorship.
Oh, they didn't take them out?
Nope, they are still there. So, like, you can see the General Electric refrigerator and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, very interesting. See, I would have figured that they would have taken the branding off, probably left the prop, but took the branding off and replaced it
Nope.
with something like a hidden
It's
Mickey.
still there. No, because Disney is very detailed whenever they do anything. I mean, we know this.
Oh, obviously.
And so they left the details in. They don't want to take that away because then the details are gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the things that I find the coolest about this is that Walt really was invested in the production of it. He spent a lot of time and energy working on this project and putting in his input. And a really fun fact that I found was that he actually, if y'all remember, there's the scene with the Uncle Orville. That's it. Uncle Orville. And he's in the bathtub. And it's a really good scene in the ride or attraction. Walt actually put himself in the bathtub and positioned himself in the way that he wanted the Uncle Orville animatronic to be positioned. So
That's
I thought
funny.
that was super fun.
That is funny.
So two things that I thought of whenever you were sharing that is one, obviously the Sherman Brothers wrote a lot of songs for Disney, but Walt actually helped them with this song. There's a Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow. Like, he worked hand in hand with the Sherman Brothers to create this song for this attraction. Also, Uncle Orville might sound familiar to you guys. Do you guys know what other character this person played? What other voice?
No.
I'll give you a hint.
Not.
It is a cartoon character.
Mickey Mouse.
No.
I do not know.
It was the same person that played Bugs Bunny.
Oh.
Actually, that was my first guess, and I was like, no, that's not Disney.
It doesn't mean it's not the same person.
I know. Well, speaking of voices, did you know that the voice of John, the narrator and father, was the same narrator from the Christmas Story?
No, I didn't realize that.
I didn't know that either.
Very interesting. So, there's a lot of really cool facts about the Carousel of Progress. I mean, if you look into the history and the facts of this attraction. So, even if you don't necessarily appreciate it as a ride, you can at least appreciate the work and the history that goes into it.
Most definitely. I found it really interesting that it's had 4 names throughout its lifetime. It started out in the 1964 New York World's Fair as Progress Land. And then when they moved it to Disneyland, they called it the Carousel of Progress. Once it moved to Walt Disney World, they changed the name to The Best Time of Your Life. And once they reimagined it after General Electric pulled out, so in 1994, and brought It's a Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow back, they renamed it again to Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress, which is the same name it has today.
That's very cool. So while it was in Disneyland, it had the model of a futuristic city called Progress City. That's very interesting. Do you guys know what that is? I'm sure you do.
Epcot.
It's Epcot.
And it was actually on the upstairs. It was like in a different floor of the building.
Yeah, it was upstairs in the building, but that is the same model that is in the People Mover in Magic Kingdom.
I did not realize that.
So I guess if you're familiar with this ride, you know that it goes through a few different decades. So there's 4 different eras. The turn of the 20th century, the 1920s, the 1940s, and then Christmas in the 21st century.
Right.
And again, it goes back to what we were talking about earlier, where it just feels kind of old, kind of outdated. Because, I mean, turn of the century was a long time ago. We've already hit another turn of the century, so 100 years. And then, you know, on top of that, the 20s, the 40s, those are like, none of us were alive then.
But that's what's good about it, because you learn something about that time for people who were not alive then.
I mean, that's fair.
It's like a little bit of history.
That's true. And I mean, looking in, like, taking a glimpse into those eras isn't a bad thing, obviously. But it is kind of cool to see where we've come, like how far we've gone. One of the things that I found funny about the ride, though, is how when John is talking about like the innovation that's happening at the current time, like whenever it first starts at the turn of the century, and he's talking about there's a couple brothers in North Carolina trying to invent some kind of flying contraption, and he's like, it'll never work. And then obviously we see that it did work. And then Uncle Orville with his air cooling, and so
yeah, see, I like little, like it kind of adds a little bit of humor too, because you realize what those things came to be, you know.
Right.
And I don't know, I like it.
Yeah, I mean, I have appreciation for it, but I do think it could use an update. I'm not saying change all of it, but I think especially the last show.
Like the last scene could be...
The last scene could be refurbished. The theater itself, the rotating theater, I think needs upgrading.
Just so that it works properly.
So that it works properly, that the chairs, I mean, last time I rode it, they felt old. The chairs felt old, you know?
Yeah.
Just little upgrades could help the ride a lot, I think.
But I'm curious as to like if they would even consider upgrading if there's not like a whole lot of attention that's drawn to the ride itself. Maybe that's why they're not upgrading seating and upgrading the mechanics of the carousel itself.
Well, then why, if that's the case, why would you want something taking up valuable space in Magic Kingdom if you don't think anybody appreciates it or wants it?
I don't know that it's necessarily that they don't think that people appreciate it or want it, but I think that it's just one of those rides where it's like, oh, well, you know, you take it because it's a short line. And I don't know. I just think that they feel like their time and money can be spent on newer rides and newer attractions that people will go to more so than Carousel of Progress. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows?
I think it would breathe new life into it if they did a small refurbishment. Like I said, not anything huge, but just fix up the theater a little bit, maybe change the last scene. I think you would have an influx of people that wanted to see the changes. And I think it could bring more crowds to that area instead of losing that space and not having people attend. Just put a little, it doesn't even have to be a lot, just a little bit of money into it to update it a little bit. And I think that would help tremendously.
Yeah. I mean, we do know how people react whenever you talk about doing anything to any rides. So never know.
I mean, people were super excited to see the new changes to Spaceship Earth.
That's fair. But I mean, I feel like Spaceship Earth is a little bit more fan favorite than Carousel of Progress.
I don't disagree with that. But I think if you had attention brought to it, that more people would see it.
Yeah.
Probably so. I don't know. We'll leave that up to Disney, I guess.
No, listen to me.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess one of the last things that I have about Carousel of Progress is that you can find hidden Mickeys throughout the ride. Did you guys know that?
I did.
Do you know which hidden Mickeys are there?
I do not.
Okay, so there's a Mickey Nutcracker on the mantle over the fireplace in
Saw that one.
the last scene. There's also the salt and pepper shakers.
I remember that one.
And then there's also the Mickey plush within the presents.
I love when they throw in hidden Mickeys.
So those aren't the only three. Like, I've specifically seen those three. There are some other areas that there could be hidden Mickeys that I just didn't see. I haven't been on this ride in a very long time, so take that for what you will. The last time I saw it was today whenever I watched it on YouTube, and I tried to find some hidden Mickeys, but obviously it's a little different watching it on YouTube than actually being there in person.
Right.
But there are a couple areas where there could be hidden Mickeys. Like at the beginning, there's an old timey telephone on the wall, and if you look at it from the correct angle, where you speak into the telephone and the two bells, those can make a Mickey symbol. There's also some ornaments on the Christmas tree that could possibly make a Mickey if you look at it the right way, and then also the pots that are hanging from the ceiling on the last scene. If you look at those from the correct angle, you could probably make a hidden Mickey out of those as well. And that Disney does that a lot. Like they're all about perspective. If you look at it from the right perspective, you can find something hidden. So I'm sure it's all over the Carousel of Progress.
Speaking of things that are hidden, you could also see nods to like the Sorcerer Mickey and Fantasia in there. In one of the scenes, there's a sorcerer's hat that looks similar to Mickey's sorcerer's hat in Fantasia. And in another scene, and they're in the kitchen, and there are dishes that have stars and moon on it, and a painting that's like an abstract of Sorcerer Mickey.
Okay, very cool.
That's really cool.
So I guess that painting could probably be another hidden Mickey then.
Yeah. I mean, it's very abstract, but it's there.
Yeah. I mean, I have seen the plates, so like I didn't know exactly what the plates were, but now that you mention it, being kind of resemblant of the Sorcerer Mickey, it kind of makes sense. All right, well, that's going to do it for our main topic. Let us know on social media at T3M Podcast if you like Carousel of Progress, if you don't like it, what you do love about it or don't like about it, and if we missed any history or any facts that other than what we already mentioned. But other than that, we're going to go into mousekeeping. We'd like to promote our YouTube. You can find it at bit.ly/T3M YouTube. That's T, the number 3, M, YouTube. That's all lowercase. If you love the show, let us know. Leaving us a 5-star written review is the best way to let us know how we're doing and for others to find our podcast.
Whether you are looking for a Disney vacation, all-inclusive resort, or an international destination, I am here to help. Contact me when you're ready for your free no obligation quote, and don't forget that my services are completely free. You can find me on Facebook at Amanda.hollis, Capture the Magic Vacations, and find all of my contact information in the show notes.
Join us for our next episode releasing Thursday, the 18th of March. We will be talking about Imagineer Joe Rohde and his amazing history with the Walt Disney Company. Be sure you're subscribed to the show so that you're updated when a new episode comes out every other Thursday.
Okay, that's going to do it for us. Thank you all for listening. You can also be a part of the magic by following the show at T3M Podcast on all social media platforms. That's T3M Podcast. Leave us a 5-star written review and we'll read it on an upcoming episode. If you have an announcement that you would like to have on the show or just want to reach out to us, you can send us an email at t3mpodcast@gmail.com.
Have a zippity-doo-dah day.
See you real soon.